Have you ever been frustrated by how different your colors look on various screens? It's a common issue actually, and pro colorists have figured out a solution a long time ago. In this video, we'll dive deep into the world of color spaces, learn the important differences between Gamma 2.4 and 2.2, and equip you with the skills to ensure consistent colors every single time. This video took hours of research and editing, and by the end, you will have the complete understanding of how color transforms work.
So the best way to do that is this. Step one, we're going to highlight all our clips here. Just highlight all of them, and then we're going to move to use remote grades. The reason why you're using remote grades is so that if you have two clips, let's say you cut the clips and you have two of them on the same timeline, whatever you do on one clip affects the other clip as long as they are like the same clip. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're going to use remote grade, and if you notice, if I click on some other clips, nothing is happening, but when I click on these two, you can see how they have this red icon on them telling you that they are basically clips from the same clip. Yes. So now that you're done with that, you can move further to the next step, which is actually grouping the clips. For instance, if I hold this clip here, you can see that this is our node here, which I will get into soon. Our node here, you have your timeline and then your clip level nodes. But now I'm going to show you something that's going to provide more nodes to work with. If I click here and I come down to groups, you see it's deactivated. If I say add into a new group, and I call this slog2 because that's what I shot this in. I shot it in slog2. So slog2. Now you see it creates two more. One here called group pre-clip. You have the clip and then a group post clip and then your timeline. The thing about what happens here is that whatever you do on the timeline affects all your clips no matter what. So, but when you do things on the pre-clip, the clip and the post clip, it only affects those clips under that group, and that's the important thing, so that you ensure that whatever you're doing here affects the rest and you don't have to keep on repeating processes. So moving forward in the color management, you can see that the footages still don't look good. As a matter of fact, you can see that they're kind of washed out, which is how some of your footages might be. So let's start with this one. What you're going to do is, in this pre-clip, you're going to do what we call color space transformation. And we're going to come under effect here. You're going to come to the search and you're going to look for something called color space transform here. So you drag and drop this into this space and you're going to say input color space for this particular camera. Since this is a Sony S-Log 3, you're going to use Sony S-Gamma 3.Cine, and then you're going to say your input color space, input gamma will now be Sony S-Log 3. And you see the color change, but it's still not looking so good. We are going to fix that soon. For your output color space, you're going to output it into your timeline color space. DaVinci Resolve, White Gamut, and DaVinci Resolve Gamut Intermediate. So we've changed it into our color space, our timeline color space. And then we're moving to the output here, which is going to be the group post clip. Like I said, you don't really want to do it on the timeline color space because sometimes you want to make some changes at the back end that you want to just affect a certain group. So it's a good habit to actually do it on the group post clip. So the exact same thing, you're going to add a color space transform, but this time around, you're going to pick it from DaVinci White Gamut and then DaVinci White Gamut. And then your output is going to be Rec 709 Gamma 2.4. The reason why you're doing 2.4 versus 2.2 is because you're going to be, we're assuming that you're posting to like, maybe you're making a film, something like that. You want the high quality. If you're doing 2.2, it's kind of like for web, like websites and stuff like that. So you can do some research on that. I'm actually be saying nonsense, but like, I mean, this is the right thing to do. This is what I use and it gives me the best results. So as you can see, now our footage is looking much more presentable. You can actually look at our scopes here and you can see that as I do this with pressing Shift D, you can see that it's spreading out more, meaning that it has actually transformed into our display color space. Our display color space is Rec 709 2.4. That's what my system is using. And then coming from our camera color space, which was S-Log 3, into our screen or our display color space, which is Rec 709. Now, if I do this for the rest of them, which I'm going to rush through briefly, for this one, Sony S-Gamma 3.Cine, S-Log 2, DaVinci, DaVinci, Intermediate. For this HDR10 Plus, we're going to do Rec 2100, and then we're going to scroll down to, if you want to know what HDR10 Plus is, you can actually just check my video. I'll link it somewhere here, so you can check out my other video where I talked about it. sRGB 2.4. For the iPhone video, I'm going to do Rec 2020 And we're going to scroll down to HLG, that is Rec 2100 HLG. Yeah. For the Blackmagic footage, we're going to go down to Blackmagic Design Video Gamut 4.5 and then Blackmagic Design Film Gen 5. Yeah. For the Rec 709 clips, you can see that as I've done the color spreader, even if I turn off if I bypass it, pressing Shift D, nothing changes because we're still changing back to Rec 709 from Rec 709 to Rec 709.
So now you know the secrets to mastering color space transforms. But there's one thing I didn't tell you at the start of this video. Everything you've just learned about color space transformation is completely useless if you don't know how to properly balance your colors in post. In my next video, you'll learn the 3-note trick to balancing colors that will change your editing workflow forever. Check this video right here to watch it now.